Hey everyone, how you doing? So, Fortnite. It's a game I don't cover on here, but I've wanted to for a while, and no, it's not because of Battle Royale. No. I'm not normal. See, I like Save the World. Yeah, that game mode. It's certainly an interesting one, I'll tell you that much. But you want to know what's more interesting to me? Well, that would be the weird oddities in this game. I could make an entire series on weird quirks and trivia that this game holds, but for now, I want to focus on just one particular part of the game, that being the survivors and missions. For those of you who have never played Save the World before, the survivors and missions are generally what you would expect them to be. People who were unlucky enough to be tangled in the mess that is the storm in this game. These people are mostly defenseless, besides maybe a car to stand on or some natural cover. And it's your job to save these people in order to complete objectives and or to get some rewards out of it. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, the survivors in this game, like many other things here, are not perfect. There are quite a few weird bugs and general oddities with these people that I haven't ever really seen anyone cover before. So because of that, today's video will focus on the strange oddities of the survivors in Save the World. Let's get started. One thing that you might already know if you play the game is that the specific mission type for survivors, called Rescue the Survivors, can actually be completed early if you rescue all 15 in the mission. Now, here's the thing. What you might not have known is that sometimes more than 15 spawn, and that's not supposed to happen. It seems like this is just a general issue regardless of what zone you're playing in. I don't understand why this is the case, but it does make this mission slightly easier, especially if you have a teammate that just decided to not rescue someone because they felt like being a douche. You know who you are, don't even hide it. Another interesting property with the survivor headcount has less to do with the survivors and more to do with a daily quest. In particular, the daily quest for rescuing 50 is one that's actually made much easier, due to some survivors being counted twice. So in some situations, it only requires 25 survivors to be rescued. It's helpful for getting those 130 V-Bucks faster, I'll tell you that much. Alright, so that was a couple of general oddities, but now we'll get into the specific ones, and these are kind of interesting. We'll start with everyone's favorite, Ned. Ned is the medkit survivor, and he wants you to grab his medkit that he lost before he enters your home base. Now, here's the issue. Sometimes he just doesn't work at all. Like, you can try talking to him and the game just doesn't let you. This is more of a bug than anything else, but frankly, there's not much more to talk about with him. A similar thing can be said about the Medbot survivor. This guy needs 2 blue glow in order for his wounds to be healed fully before he can enter home base. The weirdness for this guy, and also Ned, is that he's immune to pretty much every attack. Now, there was a good reason for the devs to implement that. You ever leave one of these survivors unattended for a few minutes, only to come back and see a massive horde on them? Yeah, that kind of had to be added, otherwise these survivors would be impossible to rescue normally. Besides that, not much else here is weird, besides the fact that he can be pushed around, which is quite funny. Moving on to the car and RV survivors, there's a couple of strange things to mention here too. For both of these types, the vehicles they're camping out on have a lot more HP, which is something that many of you know, I'm sure. But what you might not know is that these vehicles also give you way less materials when you try to farm them. It's something you wouldn't notice unless you were actively looking for it, but it's still interesting regardless. There's not much more to mention about the car survivors, but the RV survivors are a different story. These survivors can actually be saved very easily by placing a floor on top of them. They'll pop up onto the floor you placed, and husks can't kill them if they're being attacked until the RV breaks. Yeah, that's quite a strange bug. And clearly, the husks are not the only ones who get confused by this, as even the survivor doesn't know what to do sometimes. I guess that's how it goes in this game. Finally, we have the campsite survivors, which simply require you to eliminate all enemies near them to rescue them. These are unfortunately the most boring of the bunch, as the only oddity would be the fact that shielders scare them so much that they can't be rescued until they're killed too. Frankly, I just find that funny. Wait, hang on, we got one more survivor type I forgot to mention in the video. The radar tower survivors. You can break his tower? That's all she wrote, that's all I got. So that is some of the survivor quirks in this game. I'm pretty confident in saying that I probably missed a few, so if I did, let me know in the comments down below. This is the first video on my channel where I covered something that wasn't PvZ, and I put some actual effort into it. So if you guys want to see more content like this, then let me know. And if you're new around here and you like what you saw, then maybe consider subscribing too. It helps me out a ton. Now, as for me, I'm gonna go ahead and give Ned his medkit back, so I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Peace.